The last thing I'm going to sort of cover is obviously there's a whole different meetings. So I've spoken about one-to-ones, ad hoc sort of meetings and calls. You've then got the interactive, more scheduled meetings, and then you've got sort of virtual events such as this, which are conducted via Teams. And sort of the virtual events are able to be used for sort of town halls, webinars, broadcasts, or conferences. So normally, events such as these are organised via the live events, which is a separate sort of experience to the traditional meeting natively within the Teams client. It provides you with the abilities to have producers and control content, etc. What's been released recently is a new webinar feature, which is part of the default experience within Teams. So you can literally do new meeting and then set up a webinar. And that brings together some of the key features from the Teams meetings that we do day to day, as well as some of the live events capabilities as well. So webinars. So if you remember, Teams meetings can go up to about 250 attendees at any one time. A webinar can host 1,000 attendees with full interactivity, including polls, video sharing, and reactions. You can extend that up to 10,000 attendees, but that's more of a view-only experience, which is what a live event is effectively. And at the moment, I think during the increased, obviously everyone working at home, those can go up to 20,000 until the end of this year. Again, we sort of touched on some of these already, but so some of the new layouts and presenter modes, etc., are available in this webinar arranged sessions as well. That gives them a much more inclusive and controlled experience from a presenter point of view. You've got real-time polls, surveys for much more interactive webinars. So as good as these sort of things are, where we're just talking at you, having user feedback interaction makes for a much better session for everybody in most experiences. And the one that the organisers and the marketing people will love the most is creating attendee registration pages to make sure the event's arranged and planned correctly beforehand, and any custom questions to help gather additional information as part of the point of registration. And then following the registration process, attendees get emails with confirmations of the calendar invite. So already touched on this around structure and control for events. So you can have presenters, attendees, controls. You can ensure that your attendees aren't able to speak, disable videos again to minimize distractions, and also you can control if people can unmute themselves to interact as well. And then following on from webinar, we're now able to get some decent reporting out of the session to understand attendance, how long they're in the meeting, how much participated, and there's obviously plans to extend that further in the future as well with some dashboards.